In this video, we will explain why it is useful to have Linux users belong to one or more groups. Use utilities such as GroupAdd, GroupDel, GroupMod, and UserMod to create, remove, and manipulate groups and their membership. And describe user private groups, explain the concept of group memberships. Let's begin. Groups. Linux systems form collections of users called groups, whose members share some common purpose. To further that end, they share certain files and directories and maintain some common privileges. This separates them from others on the system, sometimes collectively called the world. Using groups aids collaborative projects enormously. Users belong to one or more groups. Groups are defined in etc group, which has the same rule for groups as etc password. As for users, each line of the file looks like a group name, password, GID, user1, user2. Right, we're going to explain them. Group name is the name of the group. Password is the password placeholder. Group of passwords may be set, but only if etc gshadow exists. GID is the group identifier. Values between 0 and 99 for system groups. Values between 100 and GID min, as defined in etc login.defs, and usually the same as UID min, are considered special. Values over GID min are for UPG, user private groups. User 1, 2 is a comma separated list of users who are members of the group. The user need not be listed here if this group is the user's principal group. Group management. Group accounts may be managed and maintained with GroupAdd, add a new group, GroupMod, modify a group and add new users, GroupDel, remove a group, UserMod, manage a user's group memberships. This group manipulation utilities modify etc group, and if it exists, etc gshadow, and may only be executed by root. You can see the examples on the screen, right? Please be very careful with the usermod-g command. The group list that follows is the complete list of groups, not just the changes. Any supplemental groups left out will be gone. Non-destructive use should utilize the -a option, which will preserve pre-existing group memberships when adding new ones. User private groups. Linux uses user private groups, UPG. The idea behind UPGs is that each user will have his or her own group. However, UPGs are not guaranteed to be private. Additional members may be added to someone's private group in etc group. By default, users whose accounts are created with the user add have a primary GID, UID, and the group name is also identical to the username. As specified in the etc profile, the umask is set to 002 for all users created with UPG. Under this scheme, user files are thus created with the permissions 664 and directories with 775, right? Group membership. A Linux user has one primary group. This is listed in the etc password and will also be listed in the etc group. A user may belong to between 0 and 15 secondary groups. The primary group is the GID that is used whenever the user creates files or directories. Membership in other secondary groups grants the user additional permissions. Group membership can be identified by running either of the command on the screen. With no arguments, either command reports on the current user. Note that the default groups can differ by distribution, right? On CentOS, you type in groups, you just get one group, right? On the Ubuntu, you type in groups, you get all the groups. Okay, this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.